Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Wednesday.
Oh, you know what that means? It's gonna be a hump day. Looks like Microsoft and Samsung are humping each other on a beautiful cloud.
Cloud gaming, that is. Yes, we know this intro is terrible. Sorry, our heads are in the clouds.
I'm humping a Zune right now.
That's right, everybody. The two companies announced a partnership today on a cloud-based game streaming service.
I wonder what that could be.
So this all happened at Samsung's big event yesterday, where they gave some details on its new Galaxy S20 phone, as well as the Galaxy Z Flip. For everyone who's ever wanted to fold up their phone like a Game Boy Advance SP, I'd love to fold anything up like a Game Boy Advance SP.
Oh,
like a
it was
pizza
so
pie?
good.
I was thinking more like people.
I don't think so.
I'd like to fold Ligma up.
Well, you're not gonna get me.
What's Ligma?
Ligma balls.
And I am a supportive co-host. They also announced that the racing game Forza Street, which is a Microsoft product, will be coming to Galaxy devices. Finally, I can play a racing game on my phone while I'm stuck at a red light. Complete and total immersion. Jesus, why is everyone honking at me?
Must be a flock of geese nearby. All that honking.
This read is for the birds.
Brian, tell us more about Forza.
Yeah, so it's been on PC since last April, but they ported it to mobile for the first time with a simplified control scheme, shorter races, you know, for the simple mobile gamer, because racing games always work great on mobile. I hope they eventually make games that just play themselves while I watch. It seems like I've just described watching a movie, but I'm not taking it back.
I don't really understand watching movies or playing games on your phone.
And also at the event, David Park, Samsung's director of strategy, said they're working with Xbox on a premium cloud-based game streaming experience.
I hate the word premium now.
It sucks.
We want to give you a premium experience. Bend over.
It just means monthly subscription. He added that both Samsung and Xbox share a vision for bringing great gaming experiences to mobile players around the world. With our 5G-enabled portfolios and Microsoft's rich history in gaming, we are working closely together to create a premium cloud-based game streaming experience. You'll hear more about it later this year. I can't wait to hear more about it.
Mr. Park, question from Inside Gaming. What about Ligma?
But he didn't give any more info because we all know David Park is a big old tease. Mr.
Yeah.
Park, famously king of the sexy cloud, where Microsoft and Samsung are humping. Also a famous painter. We'll get into that later on Inside Painting.
Yeah, it's a new show we're developing over here. 2 views. Of course, all reporters rushed to Microsoft for comment. Kareem Choudhury, Microsoft's Project X Cloud chief, told The Verge that having partners join us on our journey to delivering high-quality game streaming to players is of the utmost importance. We've seen positive feedback from Project X Cloud preview participants testing a range of Galaxy devices, and it will only get better as we continue to work closely with Samsung on refining the experience.
That's about all they got out of him, but he added that they'd share more later this year. Oh, Kareem, you're a big old tease too.
Ooh, you stinker.
Boink, boink. Oh, you rascal, you. But it all makes sense, right, Brian?
Yeah, it makes sense. It would have something to do with Project X Cloud, the cloud streaming service. It's been in beta for a while now. Been getting some good reviews. Ben here at the office loves it. They're basically doing everything that Stadia should have done, primarily soft launching it as a beta and not asking for dumb amounts of money for something that sucks.
It's Google Stadia's younger, more attractive sibling. Generally in that scenario, the older sibling is at least responsible, which helps mitigate the ugly factor, but we can't even give that to Stadia. It's just sad.
Damn shame. Stadia, stop coming home for the holidays.
It's the son that your father had before he met your mom.
Stadia is like a parody of a cloud streaming service at this point. Do you guys like parodies?
Stadia.
Parodies?
Parodies? Yeah, like Weird Al.
No, you'd like a parody's nuts in your mouth, I bet.
Holy
That was a highlight of my life.
The team up makes sense on a number of levels. Samsung has been a leader in 5G technology, which definitely would lend itself to game streaming, and gaming has obviously been big on mobile for a while now. Also, Samsung will put everything in any kind of app on their phones before you even open it.
Yeah, especially if you're a filthy casual with no self-control who spends all their money on microtransactions, like us. All of their money. Look at this. So it's no wonder Samsung would be all aboard the game train. It's like that gold train bonus level in Super Mario 3D World. You can just casually stroll around and get rich as hell.
That's a reference only for the serious gamers.
But services like xCloud are a whole new ballgame because at some point you'll be able to play with a controller, addressing one of the most problematic issues with mobile gaming. Mobile gaming, very problematic.
Yeah.
Mobile gaming is canceled. Yeah, now you can be one of those super cool gamers with your phone docked on top of your controller. It's stylish and practical. Oh, it's neither of those things. Whoops, you're gonna get bullied if you take it to school. Or the train. or anywhere. Adults will bully you.
Team up is also understandable from Microsoft's perspective, especially after the Windows Phone flopped.
Oh,
I know.
R.I.P.
Yeah, leaving them without their own phone in the mobile space. So those got yeeted straight into the ocean with the Fire phones. They say the ocean is the final frontier, but really it's just the world's trash can. So can't wait till all our bad ideas go bang, zoom straight to the moon.
Ooh,
That's a
there too.
joke from a 1950s sitcom.
Is that the honeymooners?
You know what the kids love? A honeymooners
Yeah.
reference.
Al, one of these days, Alice!
So there was a show on a really, really long time ago.
So television is kind of like radio, but with a visual
that
component.
geriatrics love to reference, and one of the main jokes of that show,
What's domestic violence?
Try to appeal to our older audience.
our older audience is 35, not 60.
Yeah, and breaking news, they just announced that Project xCloud is coming to iOS. The preview called the Test Flight is beginning today. So even branching out non-Samsung phones, they're doing it on Apple devices too. So they're going to be everywhere with this.
But this isn't the first time that Microsoft and Samsung have teamed up when it comes to mobile. Yeah, what happened last year, Brad Guy?
Yeah, last year, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella appeared on stage at Samsung's Galaxy Note 10 launch. Finally, the pairing we've all waited for. This happened back in August. He talked about their partnership to basically bring Android phones and Windows closer together. They kissed a little bit on stage. It was really hot.
Yeah, he called it a new chapter of our long-term commitment to improve productivity and eliminate the gap between mobile devices and the PC.
Samsung also bundled the Your Phone app from Microsoft onto the Galaxy Note 10, which links up your phone with your PC, and Microsoft Office apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook came pre-installed on the Galaxy Note 10.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to copy the integration that iPhones have with Macs, which would be awesome because that's the only real reason to have Apple products, their ecosystem, especially between their phones and computers. We would love for Microsoft to step it up a few notches and beat them out there. Taika Waititi slamming their awful keyboards. King shit.
So the gaming partnership sounds like the next logical progression of all of this. And it makes sense that they're going to talk more about it later this year because that's when Microsoft has said it will fully launch the xCloud service, which we can't wait for because it has had a great reception thus far.
It seems like Microsoft is kind of getting all their ducks in a row before releasing xCloud officially. They obviously want Samsung to be their mobile partner on this, so they're going to make sure that it runs extra smoothly on Galaxy phones. You'll probably get like a week free and have to put your credit card in and it'll auto-renew. That's a little
how
ways
they
off.
do.
It's kind of the polish, however, that's missing from Stadia, their ugly, irresponsible older brother. But they're rich, so well, they got that going for them.
Stadia is the older brother who like tweets at porn stars.
And he studied abroad in Europe for a semester.
Now he just gets duped by pyramid schemes.
It released in November, but has had issue after issue, and the result has been a service that seems half-baked because it is a half-baked service.
And Microsoft is obviously looking at that and learning from Google's mistakes. Oh God, they're learning.
While you released a streaming service, I was studying the Blade.
Yeah, and that's because Microsoft sees the Googles and it sees the Amazons of the world as its real competition as we transition into this brave new era of cloud gaming.
Yeah, Xbox boss Phil Spencer told the tech site Protocol that they see Amazon and Google as the main competitors going forward, and his reasoning is that Microsoft has spent tens of billions of dollars over the years in its Azure cloud platform, which has given it an insurmountable lead over Sony and Nintendo. Nintendo famously invested in streaming and online
Yeah,
capabilities.
Nintendo great at things that don't concern the machinery right in front of you in your
Yes.
living room. Yeah, those two just don't have the resources to compete with that. They are not big enough.
Yeah.
But Google and Amazon most certainly are, boys, and they've been each making moves to get into gaming in recent years. Google has rolled out Stadia, which has just been a smash hit, and Amazon has started development studios making the video games, but Amazon also has a massive cloud infrastructure too. Some people speculated that it could roll out its own cloud gaming platform.
But Stadia has shown that if a service runs like crap at the beginning, people will just move on.
Despite Stadia's struggles, lots of people think, however, that cloud gaming will be the future and that as the technology is implemented, people will care less and less about local hardware and instead they'll just stream games to their phone, their toaster, whatever. Dad's pacemaker. Does this thing run Doom?
Can you please stop playing Stardew Valley?
It's also a way for companies like Google and Amazon, which have never been in the console hardware business, to just skip that part and go directly to the future.
Back to Microsoft, this partnership with the South Korea-based Samsung could also be a way for it to break into the Asian gaming market where the Xbox has never been very strong.
Probably no coincidence that the Project X Cloud beta is currently in the US, UK, Korea, and recently Canada. Microsoft is also planning to roll roll it out in India, Japan, and Western Europe later this year.
Oh, and speaking of Korea, they apparently love Project xCloud over there, right, Brian?
Yeah, according to the South Korean wireless carrier SK Telecom, participants in Korea are spending 1.7 times more time gaming and revisiting 3 times more compared to the participants in the US and the UK. Also, weirdly, they rolled it out in Uganda too, and they played it 10 times as much. I don't know if you guys ever been to Uganda, but they love mobile gaming over there.
Is that true?
It's actually true that Uganda have my nuts in your mouth.
Yeah, mobile gaming is huge in South Korea, and it's a smart move by Microsoft to already be beta testing xCloud over there.
So there you go. Microsoft and Samsung are BFFs. And while this year is going to be the start of the next console generation, it's definitely looking like xCloud is going to make a big splash in 2022.
Microsoft and Samsung, sexy friends with benefits on a sexy soft cloud.
That's what I'm talking about.
Beautiful.
Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's the Weekend Roundup. We did it. We are still employed. All right, it's the weekend. Let's dunk on Google Stadia yet again. I can't get enough. All right, so we've talked quite a bit about Stadia's troubles, the laggy gameplay, not having all the features that were promised. Oh, and its players seem to be fleeing if you look at